We are discussing threats to biodiversity, and today we will discuss habitat destruction. How habitat destruction is leading to decrease in biodiversity. First of all, we define what is habitat. Habitat is a place where an animal, plant, or organism lives. Then, what is habitat loss? Habitat loss is destruction of habitat, damage of habitats due to pollution, and habitat fragmentation. It means division of habitat into pieces due to construction of roads, railways, bridges between in the previously single area, which was acting as a single population, as a single area. Habitat loss is the biggest threat to biodiversity. Although habitat destruction is not the only factor that is leading to decrease in biodiversity, there are some other factors that should be taken into account for biological conservation. And these factors are, for example, birds are more vulnerable to invasive species. Extinction of amphibians can be due to disease or pollution. Habitats are destroyed again as we have discussed previously. Habitats are destroyed due to increase and expansion of human population growth is the main problem, and that is leading to other problems as well, or in fact multiplying the other and resulting in number of other problems that are leading to decrease in biological diversity. Is this factor is going to decrease, increase in population or expansion of human population is a factor that is not going to decrease. In fact, it may continue to increase for decades to come. It will result in more use of resources, or the use of resources to an extent that will not allow the habitats to re-establish themselves, and it will result in over exploitation of resources that will lead to destruction of habitats. And when habitat is destroyed, there is no shelter, no protection, no resources, no nutrients for the biological communities there, and therefore animals, plants, and organisms cannot survive and ultimately die. Where destruction is maximum, the main problem is that, and the main worrying factor is that we are altering the original habitat, and where this alteration is maximum, it is on islands. Now on island there is a limited space, and all the biological communities have limited space. They have to live there and use whatever resources present there for their survival. This can result in overexploitation of resources, degradation of habitat, destruction of habitat, or fragmentation of habitat. Same can be the result where human population density is high. More than 50% of natural habitat is already destroyed or disturbed. These statistics are very significant, and human or world community should wake up now for the protection of original habitat that is left there, and best way for biological conservation is habitat preservation. Next is statistics. We discuss some statistics that are there. In Europe, only 15% of original land remains intact. In US, 42% of natural vegetation is undisturbed or undamaged. In many regions of East and Midwest, only 25% area remains undisturbed. Next, tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforests are very important for the overall climate of this world. They are also called the lungs of the world because they purify the air and atmosphere of the world. They are only 7% as compared to total land area, but contain 50% of biodiversity. We have 4 to 30 million undescribed species, and out of these 50% diversity is present in tropical rainforest, that is only 7% of total area. The biggest loss by destroying these rainforests is itself the loss of species, loss of precious species. Many of those are undescribed and undiscovered species. Destruction can also impact local people because these forests are like home to these people. They live there, they depend these forests for their food, for shelter, and for medicines. These forests are like a complete package for these people, and therefore destroying these forests will impact their lives heavily. On global scale, too, it is also quite alarming. If these forests are destroyed, they are now removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere by photosynthesis and storing it into them has become carbon sinks. When we cut these forests, this stored carbon dioxide will be released into atmosphere, and it can lead to global warming and greenhouse effect and drastic climate changes. Next, we discuss factors which are contributing to habitat loss, and these factors are given in terms of their decreasing magnitude. The most number one factor that is contributing to habitat loss is agriculture. Conversion of forest land into fields for agricultural purposes is the biggest cause of habitat loss. On number two is commercial development. It can include construction sector. Entire construction sector and other commercial developments can come into that point. Water projects, for example, construction of dams, construction of lakes, can also destroy or alter or fragment the habitat. On number four is outdoor recreation, for example, parks building for recreation purposes. It is also leading to habitat loss. Then is livestock grazing, especially overgrazing. Then pollution of all kinds can also destroy the habitats like air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution. Freshwater pollution is also detrimental for many fishes, which are food for humans. Infrastructure and roads are also leading to destruction of habitat, like fragmentation of habitats. Then there is destruction of habitat is fragmentation of habitat is also because of